Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start our second lesson, organization behavior in tourism and hospitality, and we'll go through today our LO2. My name is Anjum Satha. If you have any questions, please feel free. Just drop me email. I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So before starting the lesson, we'll recap what we learned during our first lesson. So uh, we'll discuss anything you remember first lesson which we discussed. Hello.
Not particularly. Sorry, I've been a bit busy, so I didn't review
Okay.
first lesson.
No problem. So we'll go through today. First lesson we discuss about management structure of a tourism industry. So where
Yes.
we discuss about type of and what is meant by hospitality, what is meant by tourism industries, how much worth of, and we discuss about objective of hospitality industries. We discuss some models as well. So today we'll go through our LO2, and LO2 is all about learning outcome to explain the operational context of an organization and critically analyze the way the business is affected by its external environment. So we'll go through the external environment. What is meant by external environment? Any thought?
External factors.
External factor. Well done. Great.
Affect the business.
Yes.
Maybe like political, economic factors, social factors.
Brilliant. Excellent. Yes. Economic factor, social factor, technological factors, and all these, different factors, legal factors as well. So we can discuss how these affect, our businesses, especially within hospitality industry, is a huge, the link with each other, because anything happen in one part of the world can be affect in the other part of the world, especially hospitality business, because people can't move from one country to other country. That's really, ultimately will impact our jobs, our profitability as an organization. So which will go through those, factors within our discussion as well. So we'll start. So welcome everyone. So we'll start our LO2, explain the operational context and organization, critically analyze the way the business affected by external environment. So first of all, hospitality industry. Sector of the hospitality industries include the hospitality services, events which we arrange in hospitality, travel services also part of hospitality industry, tourist services, visitor attractions and self-catering, holiday park, hotels. All these are is under the hospitality industry. It's a huge, it's quite big, industry, because especially in terms of the UK. UK is more service industry from 90s onwards. So around 40 to 60% income directly or indirectly is coming from hospitality industry. That's 40% from different other sectors. So hospitality played a huge role within the economy. So that's why as a country we need to be look around how we can plan so external factor not really affect these organizations. So next we're looking today our first 2.1, explain the different types of tourism and hospitality organizations. So which will go through few organizations and we'll discuss and we'll look in details them. So travel, what's come under travel? So a lot of things, travel industries is a huge airline, rails, coach, and also, different things those involved in the traveling. So all come under lodging, hotels, motels, all these, come under the. So these are all the things is come under the. So which one you think is the most giving more income for the country or organized? Or which one
hotels,
which
hotels,
hotel?
hotels, restaurants, maybe.
Okay. Yes. What do you think? Which one is the most growing? Hotel is most growing business.
Hmm. I'm not sure.
Our gambling park, recreation.
Maybe travel.
Yes, so it's quite mixed, the trends in different, but of course, hotels can be linked with others. So other growing hotel will grow as well, yes?
Hmm. Yeah.
And family hotel is a huge growing business, especially in the UK as well and other part of the world. So that's is a huge discussion is what will be happen in term of the Brexit and how this will impact, on the hotel industry.
Hmm.
So it's a huge link, the free movement. Okay, so next now our discussion will be hospitality. What is actually meaning? We discussed in the last lesson, but maybe a bit, recap as well because this is also linked with one and two.
Yeah.
Hello, act of kindness in the welcoming and looking after the basic needs of the guests and the strangers. So we need to look around the basic needs. What basic needs are? So last lesson as well, we discuss about we need to be segment the population where they are from, what sort of the needs they have, and the needs is basic necessity of life. So we need to
Hmm.
look around and we need to look around what their wants are as well, so we can meet them effectively. End of the day, our key objective to satisfy their needs and wants. So
Hmm.
recreation, entertaining of the guests, visitors, strangers. We need to be look around the goodwill is quite key things, how we can develop our goodwill as a company. Any question?
No.
And this word is of course derived from the Latin words meaning to be received as a guest.
Hmm. Okay.
Hospitality and the hospitality industry include the companies as an organization which provide food, drink, accommodation to the people who are away from home.
Hmm.
So who are away from home is will be come on the definition of the guest, and we need to be a hospitality industry to try to be meet their needs and the wants. So
Hmm.
hospitality and tourism industries meet the needs of the people with the kindness, goodwill while they are away from their home. So hospitality and tourism industry has four service sector: food and beverage, lodging, recreation, travel and tourism. Like
Okay.
earlier we mentioned. Any question?
No, no. Understood.
And the hospitality industry is about the service. So what's come? What do you think? What is the tangible and intangible? What is meant by tangible, intangible?
Tangible. Tangible products or rather a product that you can touch, or an intangible, let's say, service, or you can define something as tangible as something you can touch, and something that's intangible as something you can't touch. Maybe like a service. You can't touch a service, but you can touch a product. A
Brilliant,
tangible, something intangible is more of an experience, I would say.
brilliant. You're absolutely right. The tangible we can touch it, have a physical substance. So like we
Hmm.
are offering product, in within a hotels. We're selling food. Yes, people can touch it, taste it. Yes,
Hmm.
and that's a tangible because of the product definition, uh, anything which has the ability to satisfy the needs and want we call a product. If any
Hmm.
product not meet the needs and the wants of the consumer or the customer, it's not a product. It's not come under the definition of the product. So,
Yeah.
and the service is an instant. So it's linked with the human mood. So that's why we need to be think about the people. Those are very smiley. Those are can be engaged. Those have a good interpersonal skills. Those have a good cultural skills. People can speak different languages, can
Hmm.
understand different cultures. That will help us in hospitality industry. So always because we need to think about those people are very really real asset as a in a company because when you speak in someone's in their own languages that really help to develop and to betterly understand. So
Yeah.
that's a huge the focus, especially when we look around Emirates Airline. They have a crew from around 47 countries. So is it's quite this it's the as a traveler if need anything, and the specific they can ask in their own languages as well. So we need to be look around those, and the service always there is a we need to look around the gap. We always ask the gap because the service what the people are expecting and what they are getting. Sometimes we have a gap in the service, so we're
Mhm.
not meeting instant the needs and the wants of the customer. So we need to be look around how we can reduce that gap. We'll go
Mhm.
through some point in the next lesson is a gap model as well, and we'll try to identify what those gaps are.
Right.
And that is quite crucial in the service industry to identify the expectation and where we have a gap, and how we as a company, as an organization, as an individual will try to fulfill those gaps. Okay, any
Right.
question?
Mhm. No.
So this is all come the service. Service is a key link with the product as well. Hospitality industry is about the diversity. Yes, so that's why here is come about the knowledge about the diversity. Diversity, people from different ethnic background, they have a different, and diverse always brings something new, something maybe new dishes, something new experience, something
Yeah.
new. So that's create, it's create itself business as well. How we can interpret it and embed into, and we launch a product or the services accordingly. There
Mhm.
are the small and the large privately owned, so are publicly owned, the businesses. There are the people are very socio-economic classes, cultural background, and the race, age. All this is under the hospitality. So both in the providing and receiving the service. It's not only providing the services and receiving the services as well. So hospitality industry reach every corner of the globe, and while providing jobs, entertainment, and the food transportation, of course.
Right.
So
Yeah.
hospitality industry is about the entrepreneurial. Yes, how the people set up the business, how the people want to be their own boss. Yes, it's a
Mm.
huge business. It not mean you have a big hotel. It can be small service. Maybe you can make a contract, like a taxi contract, or you are just, because you're very familiar with the historian things are within a city or the different within an area. So maybe you can provide, history. If you are the history student, maybe you know very well, and you can
Mhm.
reflect and you can provide the service. You can set your own page, and of course, Gumtree or various other local websites as well, where you can advertise your services. People always looking and they want, and maybe your background is you learn and you have knowledge about hospitality, you have a degree in hospitality, and people want those sort of the person to be their tour guide. So that's all, we can look around, and that's a
Mhm.
huge business itself as well. Sir, people are owned by the single person or the family. This means not only that there are the many hospitality and tourism jobs working for someone else, and there is a lot of hospitality opportunity to work for yourself. Worldwide
Mhm. Yeah.
example of entrepreneurial creating a small business that become a big businesses like McDonald, Marriott, Holiday Inn, and all these are is quite popular.
Yeah.
Hospitality industry is a complex. Why is it complex?
It has a big range. Let's say lots of jobs, different types of business, different types of experiences. Let's say activities.
Yes, it's very difficult to be understand. Everyone needs, different sort of.
Mhm.
It's covered the wide range of jobs, location, and activities and economics brackets. So we have upper
Mhm.
class, lower class, middle class, not only within a country. Then we need to be look around what is the middle or lower than lower. So how you can segment your product, like you have a rooms for middle, upper, lower class, and you set the prices. But when you have a different countries, people from their purchasing power or their economic situation can be different. So we need to be look
Mhm.
around those perspectives. So there are
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
four sector in the hospitality industry. Food. So when we think food, maybe we can think about is a vegetarian. Maybe we can look around different ethnic other food as well. How we can, beverage, lodging, and recreation, travel, and tourism. So it's a huge, how will cope all these as an organization? That is a big question mark. Yes, if we want to be and how we'll try to be. That's why we need sometime outsourcing. Yes, so we have a good connection with it. And other thing is a booking. Booking is very, very important as well, how the people can. And because there's a lot, last few years is due to the lot of incident happen in the travel and tourism industry. Like recently, the Thomas Cook collapse, people have
Yeah.
really set back. And in the past, various websites they used to be booked. When you book for 5 star, actually you're going, you maybe it's not a 2 star hotel as well. Yes, so we need to be look
Yeah.
around, how will increase the trust of, because we showing on the website different thing, but actually we are delivering different thing.
Yeah.
So we need to be make sure, we will be, because that's decrease the trust and ultimately will impact our business. Maybe
Yes.
only few organization doing within a sector, but actually impact whole industry.
Mhm.
So next we're looking at the hospitality industry, the food and beverage industry, also known as the food service industry, consists of the business prepare food for customer, and the number of people employed in the food service industry is expected to the double, is of course already doubles now, approximately 22 million, is no more than around 20, 24, 25 millions now.
Right.
So lodging is also known as accommodation, a place to sleep for one or more nights. So business is lodging industry is provide a place. That's why the concept carry on coming. House sharing, room sharing, like a
Hmm.
car sharing as well. Yes, those sort of the concept is quite popular in the lodging. Like the pay guest in a house. If you have a spare room, so you can advertise as a pay guest. Yes, so that's a huge
Yeah.
is even is very small and it can be. And then people, maybe you have one room, then you can buy a house and there are the 5 room and you can rent out in a
Yeah.
season and you can have money. And sometimes people like those, instead of the big hotel, because the big hotels sometimes can be, because these small maybe that meet the needs and the customer more accurately, because depends, huh? So we need to look around those as well, and maybe we can focus now. Are we looking this segment of the population because we cook our food according to these ingredients consist of, so that will help those guests
Right.
want to.
Yeah.
So hostel, elder hostel, all these, the campgrounds and the highway side motels. So these are quite growing. Recreation is any activity that the people do, rest, relaxation, and enjoy. The global recreation refresh person, of course, that's a huge, growing, because people want a rest, because people's working activities increase, and is very less time when they have a holiday. They really want to be travel
Hmm.
around, and recreation businesses are incredible diverse. People have varying ideas on what activity they participate in, the rest, relaxation, and enjoyment. So that's why the music industries come from where a lot of sports, yes. So all this,
Hmm. Yeah.
and maybe then we can think about is we want weekly pass, yearly pass, different events pass, when we charge different fees, and family pass for family members if they book advance, so we have some cash flows carry on come. So some people plan ahead, some they don't.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
we can look around the pricing different and the pricing strategies we can use there. Hospitality industry, travel industry is in the business of moving people from place to place. Tourism
Yeah.
industry provide those people with the service and they promote the travel and vacation. So we can look around buses, plans, caps and all under come, and travel agencies play the key role. So we need to be look around. We set up the apps, and those apps, how they provide, how much information we providing on the our apps as well. Maybe the apps can be linked with the various taxi
Hmm.
for cabs providers, and we can link with the various other local events as well, because they can book as well through our booking website. And maybe
Yes.
we have those people go through our website, we can get some commission as well,
Hmm.
even without telling, because we can be arrangement between various others, because if we set up, so we need to be looking on how we can integrate our website with the various stakeholders, so we can
Right.
promote their business and they can promote our business.
Hmm.
So let's we'll do one activity we can think about. So, what does the term hospitality mean to you?
Oh, you are? Oh, okay. Hospitality means to me, if to go somewhere, to a destination or somewhere, to maybe stay away from home overnight or for a couple of days. It's and maybe at the same time, hospitality means to host that person, that guest, to kind of serve their needs, to provide food and accommodation, shelter, comfort, and those type of things.
Brilliant.
They're
Good.
away from home.
Great. What section of hospitality in the industry have you visited or used?
I've like a hotel, you mean, like staying at a hotel or going to a resort or something?
Yes,
I've
because
worked.
you already in the industry as well yourself. So,
I work as a waiter as well.
okay, so it mean, of course, the hospitality industry. Have you visited? Yes, you visited, you use, and you're
Yes, yes, of
providing
course.
service as well in that section. Huh?
Yes.
So, and that is quite, the we first of all, of course, we can think about the nature of the customer. We can how interpersonal skills we can. Maybe we can greeting in different languages. Maybe we can look around and we try to be learn those keywords that will help us to be get the attention of the clients. Yes,
Yes.
and
True.
those are we can try to be explore different culture. Maybe people have a different taste, so maybe we can have those things we already offering, maybe we not include in our conversation, so that will help us to be include in our conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's because we can ultimately, of course, is the key objective are our roles to be satisfy the needs and the wants, and if we have a good knowledge about it, yeah, so we can try to be satisfied. So maybe we'll carry on, we'll say, people coming from these countries, what sort of the food, what sort of the spices, or what sort of the ingredient they like. So we can maybe we'll say, oh, excuse me, you want this or this. So maybe they are going to, are they thinking to ask, but they're not going to ask it because maybe they're not confident to explore it, even we are offering.
Right. Yeah.
So that can be question. Okay, explain the different definition and explanation of hospitality. How does the hospitality impact on our lives? What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Uh, well, the definition I gave you before, right? Or how does it impact our lives? Maybe I would say like it could impact our lives daily. Depends. Let's say like you go out to have a drink, go to a restaurant. That's a form of hospitality. They give you food and beverages. Let's say. Uh, I'm not sure what else. Hospitality.
Uh, we can look around because hospitality industry impact our life, which provide us the source of income.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
So it's help to improve our standard of living,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also help us to make friends. It's help us to
Right.
learn the different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
It's help us to be learn different languages. It's to help us to boost the local jobs for the local people. It's
Mm-hmm.
help us to be boost and they use our local ingredients. Like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can say Yorkshire farm milk. In UK, we normally saying, oh, this is a product, a Yorkshire meat, or we saying, in our areas.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly in your area, maybe we can think about as well. It's a
Oh,
huge,
so you mean how it impacts society then as a whole?
yes, as a whole, because it's the
Right.
impact on the economy local. No? So
Mm-hmm.
it have a positive impact. It has some maybe negative impact as well. Sometimes, because negative impact can be culturally, because we were culturally different and now our culture is carry on changing. People are learning different things, good or bad,
Yes.
whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
sometime in hospitality as well, and that's we can look around, but ultimately it's more is a positive aspect of it as the economy, as a job prospect, and the
Mm-hmm.
learning people as well. So we'll go through next. Now explain, why do you think that this industry attract visitor to UK, or maybe we can say in your country? Why you
Uh,
think people will visit there?
well, let's say in Greece, there could be a lot of reasons, but I think mostly for recreation purposes, for tourism, to come and enjoy the sun, the history of the place, to relax, and to kind of have fun. Maybe people have relatives, they can come visit their relatives and family if they can, or maybe for business. But I think most in Greece people come just to have fun and have a holiday.
Good.
There's also
Yes,
historical
historic.
sites and stuff like that.
Good. So historic history is there,
Hmm.
so we can promote the history in our website as well. Second, of course, relax, maybe music events in those peak seasons, some
Hmm.
local events we can arrange.
Hmm.
So that's the reason people attract, is some weather condition that's really appealing people to be, because different weathers in different country. So that
Yeah.
this can be one of the reason. Other reason, of course, can be it's because the currency, if the strong currency and different
Sure. Yeah.
currency values, that will help people to be easily, it's less costly for them to go
Mhm.
abroad. Even to spend relaxing within own country is maybe very expensive. So that's one other reason as well. Yes, all this, maybe we need to think about, like in the UK, especially the government remove restrictions on visitor visas in various countries. So
Mhm.
to attract, and then the airline services and the local airport being set up. So that's, that can be one other things. Are different events, like back in 2012,
Mhm.
uh, and there was a games, yes, Olympic. So
Yeah.
the at that time, the UK economy was really in the credit crunch, like credit crunch starting back 2008-9, and that
Mhm.
stayed a good few years. But UK economy really recovered from it due to the Olympic. And during Olympic, they increased the timing of the shop opening and closing, and
Mhm.
24/7 the shops were opening, and a lot of people travel, and ultimately help to boost the economy and boost the jobs.
Right.
So it's not
Yeah.
only the event sports itself, it's a link with various other things as well. Yes, exactly, in Greece as well. Yes, so we can look around those. So well done, great. Any question there?
Okay. No, I know.
Okay, well done, great. So next we're looking at analyze the way in which external operating environment impact on the tourism and hospitality organization. So when we're looking, we always have a two types of environment. So
Mhm.
one is called internal. Internal is also known as macro,
Mhm.
and we also call controllable. Yes, we can
Mhm.
control it. We can adjust things within our organization. We
Mhm.
want to change infrastructure. We want to change the layout. We want to change the color scheme. We want to change our operation. It's nothing is impossible for us. We can change within our organization.
Yeah.
Some is called external environment, external factors. We called is macro, yes,
Mhm.
and is also uncontrollable. We can't control it. We have to adjust ourselves.
Yeah.
Whatever is happening in terms of the government, in terms of the legislation, in terms of social factor, we really, as an organization or individual, can't control it. We have to adjust ourselves. So we need to make
Yeah.
sure how we'll adjust it. So we need a good information, and we need a real time, we need to make the real time decisions, uh, to make sure, we have well aware of, and we adjust accordingly. Like a Brexit, whatever will happen, we have a contingency plan in place. Maybe we can look around, it will impact 10% or 20% my income due to the Brexit. So 20% my income maybe will be short. So I need to be look around how I can boost my 20% activity from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's we can look around. So we're looking the pest or the pestle analysis. PAST stand for political. Under political, we're looking the political stability in the country. If there is a no political stability, that will create a problem. Like demonstration happening in Hong Kong, that impact huge industry as well.
Right. Yeah.
We can look around the tax policies. Yes, so tax policy like Donald Trump reduced the taxes, corporate tax from 32 to 19%. So it's a huge reduction that give that give the companies a chance to be set up business there instead of you carry on import or export more. Yes, so
Right.
all this will impact to program for forthcoming legislation. So is a huge in the UK forthcoming legislation, new legislation, incentive for export goods from abroad, giving the tax rebates to the companies to be entered in the UK and planning some sort of how this will impact on the economic activity in terms of the Brexit and what new legislation can be passed to address those. Employment law is a huge is a stress. People are really very difficult to keep the staff longer period of time because in the past people used to be work 20 years in the same organization in the same role, but not anymore. Even 2-3 years is a huge time to stay in one organization.
Yes.
So because it's a lot of things change, and that's why the people carry on. But due to reduce the mental health, a lot of mental health issues people have. So a lot of the new legislation passed like flexible working hours. So flexible mean if you're running your organization in different shifts and you want to avail those shifts, if there is a feasibility, an employer should offer you to work in the night or the day or the afternoon shift, whichever suits you. Because if you have a family, you can, and plus, there is your mental health issues as well to address it. Dominant political ideology. So is a different ideologies political, like in the UK Conservative and the Labour Party. Conservative is more about to cut and reduce the deficit of the country in the term of the budget. So they pull out some investment, and but the Labour is thinking, no, you borrow more money, spend more, and collect tax more, and ultimately economic activity will boost, and those will help you to reduce your deficit automatically. So it's a two different ways to think about the things. And then we looking under economics activities. So what we can look around inflation rate. So we need to look around. If in the country is a high inflation, what will be happen? The prices are increasing. This will impact on the. So like we have an inflation around 2%, more than 2 now is 3%. So that 3% inflation is a huge. So it used to be deflation, the prices used to decrease. So we need to think about how we can, because if anything happen in Middle East, it can be oil prices, and the oil prices leads to inflation as well. Yeah. Especially hospitality industry is very volatile as well in a way, because if anything happen in one, it's impact as well. Exchange rate. Of course, exchange rate can be huge impact our hospitality industry. So currency, strong currency is always we need to look around. If our currency becoming strong, so people not going to commit because that's not affordable for them.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why the China never willing to revalue its currency, because even Chinese currency can be stronger than US dollar. But they don't want to revalue it. Lot of emphasis from the US to be revalue your currency because they have a lot of reserve. But they don't wish to, otherwise their industry will be collapsed. Then we look around the economics growth by lot of discussion carry on happening. Slow Chinese economic growth, it can be slow down the world economics growth. So we need to be look around is a 5%, 6%, if from 6 to 4. Like our economics growth in the UK less than 2 now. So we need to think about less than 2 due to the Brexit. It lasts around 2.5, 3 years now. Almost is a discussion is just a Brexit, nothing economic growth, anything else. So it's a huge impact on the job market as well. Taxation, yes, we need to look around what new taxation carry on coming, like the sugar tax. Those are the sugary products, ultimately, like Coke, Pepsis, or various other sugar drink. So, and as a specialty industry, it's a huge impact. Can be those drink, maybe people less consume because the price increase, and ultimately we used to earn a lot of profit from it. Those by selling those. No, of course, this will impact our business as well. So we have to address it. So we need to be focused on those sugary drink. So where we can save the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Unemployment rate, we need to look around because UK unemployment rate used to be 6.5. Now it's dropped down to 4%.
Right.
So 4.5. So that's, we need to be look around. If the unemployment rate will reduce, ultimately people more in jobs mean they have more disposable income. If they have more disposable income, they can go for holidays and they can spend more money there. So ultimately the link. Then we can look around the social factor, education, living condition, all education trend, what is the degrees and people are moving around, learning abroad, trend in the fashion and taste industry, what are trends we have in the fashion industry, what taste, religious belief, and the employment patterns. People like a lot of discussion about gig economy. Yes, so you work few hours, then you have few hours free. People are self-employed and no holidays pay and those sort of things. Gig economy is very popular terminology used.
Right.
So
Okay.
short term, the job, not in the consistent. So that's why a lot of emphasis on the employer. If you on the self-employed 6 months, you should be offered them as a full-time employment. So that's why they carry on, the companies carry on playing with it. They're giving them into a new contract. So you work 6, 7, 8 months, and they give you as a new it's from the basic as a new contract. It means you are every 6 months you're a new employee with the
Yeah.
new employees number. So just to tackle the legislation side, which is unethical,
Right.
but these practices carry on happening in industry.
Mm-hmm.
Technology, we can look around investment in research and development. Yes, how much money is investing research and development? A lot of investment is happening on renewable, like renewable cups, renewable disposable. Yes, solar panels, roof, eco, sensor lights, and various other things. Yes, changing
Yeah.
in the information technology and the mobile tracking. You can check, you can pick the food, and you can see even kitchen, Google real-time environment, how the chef cook, and how are we caring about the hygiene and these sort of things. People really want to see what is happening inside the kitchen as well. So through Google real-time environment inside the camera, that will help to boost the customer trust. So
Right.
speed, technology obsolescence, can be some technology is changing, impact on the technology transfer. So all these, impact on the hospitality industry itself. So when we look,
Right.
the benefit of the growth of the hospitality is a huge benefit, but there are a lot of impact, due to these environmental factors. So we need to be focused. So according to the recent UNO reports, 150 countries, tourism is one of the 5 top, export earner,
Yeah.
and in 60s in the number on the export. So we can look around, the developing country account for 40% of the world arrival and 30% of the tourism receipt. So it's a huge, income for the country. So that's we need to be look around. Some countries businesses purely is based on the tourism, like
Yeah.
Turkey and various others as well. So then when we look the political, yes, since the tourism industry is affected by the current and the new government legislation, it is important to understand the location of the political power, and we need to look around, the political power may change in the future and likely effect of this policy. So we can look around those. The next slide will look around the policies and objective of typical democratic political parties. Left are the right wing, and those can be left wing, like, is a huge discussion. Hate, foreigners. They don't want to be they are so a lot of, the people's views about different views. So that can
Yeah.
be, so are introducing different taxes to be stop them in a way, are increasing the visa fees. That's all, leads to be impact on hospitality industry. So these are all the political legislation. So we need to be make sure how we will address them. Any question here?
No.
Okay. Then discussion point can be opportunities and threat changing in the political environment.
Right.
What sort of, that can be opportunities and threats? Some can be create opportunities, some can create a competition policy. Yes. So competition policy, any hotel can open the new hotel, new branches. Yes.
Only a hotel, yeah.
The
Yeah.
planning permissions can be Health and Safety Act. If it's a change, because a lot of incident happen, so how we'll make sure if anything happen, new legislation that also be impact on. Transport
Okay.
infrastructure, new transport and infrastructure being introduced, maybe new
Mm-hmm.
railway track, new HS2 like in the UK, a highly speed train going to be introduced from 2024. So all this will be impact on the industries.
Right.
Global carbon agreements, yes, targets, which is of course we as an organization and as a country. Taxation and spending plan, disability and access legislation. Yes, in the hotel, if you don't have a disability access point, we are going to close your hotel because you're not giving it. It's not because
Right.
you're going to differentiate. You're not going to be. It's mean you're not providing equal opportunity to everyone.
Right.
So that's we need to look around foreign policies. Yes, our country foreign policy toward our relationship with the next neighbors or
Yeah.
various other part of the world that can be. Visa policy, yes, that can be huge impact. Regulation and deregulation policy, yes, we can regulate to be government or owned organization and we can deregulate the private organization. Like in some countries, hotels are all controlled by the government. Like in some part of
Yeah.
the world used to be, but now more is a deregularized. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Employment and training policies. Yes, we have a local commerce, local businesses link, and they provide training to our hotel and employees about this,
Mm-hmm.
and those trainings are absolutely free. If they are offering, they are developing skill, they can better handle, and ultimately customer satisfy, and these can impact on the businesses as well.
Yeah.
Travel advisory note, yeah, that's you can't travel it because there is a risk. There are such and such risks are there, so that's a travel advisory note can be impacted.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum wage, national minimum wage, like we have a £8 25 pence now, and now the Labour government is saying it should be 10 pence from £10 per hour, national minimum wage. So, but we need to think about yes, how this will be impact on the businesses as well.
Yes, of course.
So these are, we can look around. Then economics environment, we can look around effect in different entity mean organization in different ways. The success of the international tourism destinations, such as in Spain, is affected by the economic fluctuation. In those countries, supply of the majority of its visitor tourism generate countries as well as the economic attractiveness. So like now is a lot of riots going around, demonstration in Spain due to yes independent
Yeah.
from, so that's that can be impact on those areas. Tour
Mm-hmm.
operations can be in various countries like in Germany. Environment first, domestic economics environment affect the expenditure pattern of their second variety of different international economics environment. We can look around the provider of their tourism services will find international economic environment affect the demand of their services and the cost of supplying these services. What are the key variables? What are the key variables? Those can economics environment affect organization layers and tourism in two ways. Change in the economics environment can affect the demand of the organization product, and change
Right.
may be affect the organization cost.
Mm-hmm.
So it affects the demand and the cost.
Yeah.
So your fixed cost is still there, but your demand drop, your per unit, per person, per guest profit will drop, and ultimately you're not earning profit. You need less staff now.
Yeah.
So sometime we'll use this staff planning as well, the costing, fixed cost, variable cost, and those sort of are semi-variable cost, and we can
Mm-hmm.
calculate which point we can maximize our profit.
Yes.
So all this we can, and economics environment in demand taxes, all this leads to, like earlier, is all into the points.
Right.
Any question there?
Oh, no, I understand.
Okay. The economic environment and the demand, the key micro environment factor affecting demand for the tourism industries are household income, export, import, and the government expenditure and investment.
Right. Okay.
And then what determine the level of household income, borrowing expectations, yes, import, saving, benefits, and taxes. The system,
Yes.
if government cut the benefit system and the people don't have a job up to same level as well, that's a huge impact as well.
Mhm.
What determine the level of household consumption? Real household disposable income, employment, benefit, taxes, borrowing, saving, expectation, all
Right.
and the tourism organization interest rate. Do we know the base rate? What is meant by base rate?
In order to take out a loan.
The yes,
On
base rate is called basic interest rate, which is set by the central bank. In some countries called the state bank. Like in the UK, in the UK 0.75%.
is the base rate.
So
Yeah.
less than 1%. So that will help too, because if we want to be borrow as an organization some money from the bank, we can easily borrow money for around 2.5% with the interest rate.
The base rate is the rate the central bank sets for their banks, and then the banks loan to us at a higher rate. Correct.
Yes, which is central bank set the rate. So if the base rate will increase, like base rate in the UK was 0.25 quarter a cent, so it went up to zero point 0.5, then it went up to 0.75. So what's happened? The mortgage went up, the payment people. So that's ultimately because bank normally add 2% there plus base rate,
Yes.
because they want to be earn at least, after deducting their at least 1 or 1.25 they can earn if they borrow the money.
Yes.
But from the central bank, they can get the money from 0.75% interest rate. And they
Exactly,
can
yeah.
lend out from other banks or other financial institution or organization 2.5, 3, 4, or 5% interest rate. So inflation rate and the oil prices, of course, they also exchange rate, indirect taxes. Like, we have, no, you have to pay on this food, even you have to pay on the cold, sandwich as well, a VAT, value added tax.
Yes.
So all this we need to be, that's also impact on the businesses. So key microeconomic factor of affecting the cost, recreation layers, and it can be interest rate, inflation rate, exchange rate, and then what will be happen in terms of opportunities and threats. Low interest rate, high interest rate. So threat is a high interest rate, opportunity is a low interest rate. Low unemployment is a opportunity for hospitality industry. High unemployment is a threat for industry. High consumer expenditure is opportunity for, and low consumer expenditure is threat for hospitality. Low price oil prices, of course, is opportunity. High prices is low taxes, always opportunity. High taxes is a threat. Favor exchange rate is of opportunity. Unfavor exchange rate is stable price. If the prices stay the same, is opportunity. If the inflation there, optimistic expectation, that can be opportunity. Pessimistic expectation can be threats. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So social cultural environment, the factor in the social cultural environment of tourism industries entities is include the size and the structure of population, the lifestyle and intracultural differences, and other factors. So like when we say a European Union, so have almost everywhere is a democracy. So the system is, and the legislation is more centralized, employment or freedom of expressions and those sort of things. But other, so that these are all the factors is affecting, it's help to boost the
Yeah.
tourism industry. So we need to look around attitude towards the environment. Technological environment, technology environment offer both opportunities and threats as well, like other cheaper provisions, improvement, like in the UK's government offering to small businesses free setup, the website for them, and some sports is available. So some local council offering them free money to be set up your website, boost your website, or offering them some technical support on those areas as well. So technological environment may be divided into information communication technology and other technology.
Yes.
Information communication technology is relevant to tourism industries and is always, purchase of service, post travel engagement and networking is very, very crucial. So it includes the reservation system, hotel attraction system. Maybe we can look around those various other like Opera system and various other software integration system with the tax with the authorities. You can check if the person is a criminal or where they have a hold visas or not. You're not asking document, you're asking please keep your finger on this electronic machine and we can verify your details quickly. Yes.
Right.
So you want to check it. So how you can centralize it, yeah? So technology can help us. So networking and the web and the price comparison side, all these, help to be boosted. And other technology, we can look around the significant impact the construction techniques, allow faster of building, the bridge technology, material, glass, fuels, energy, and the security scanning, the machines quicker we can, yes. So people can now is a self-reader machines like a passport, and the data sharing between UK and EU, and the quickly, people can put the fingers and scan their passport and leave the barriers. They don't have to involve, any. So that will help, and that's ultimately help to boost as well. So summary of the past, we can political, economic, social, and technological. Those we discuss. All these impacts are positive and the negative. It can create opportunity. It can create a threat.
Yes.
So opportunities and threats always, like we discuss about SWOT, SW and OT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. SW is the internal and OT is always external.
Right.
Opportunities and threats always come from the external environment. But as we ourselves, as an individual, as an organization, we need to cooperate. We need a good information and we need to be good understanding about. We have to adjust ourselves, yes, our operations accordingly. Any question?
No.
These are all the key terms that we just explained.
Yes.
So whenever we'll do some sort of research, so we always looking for trends, S and O, and we always compare with external, opportunities, and threats. So this is my internally. If we as an organization strong, we have a good brand image, we have a good financial health, and then maybe we can look around if even outside is a threat. So because we are strong, we can overcome those threats. We can launch other product, we can offer them cheaper, we can still sustain in a business. If we are a weakness, we don't have a good financial health as a company, as an individual. So, but outside is opportunities. We know there are the growth there, but we try to be overcome our weaknesses. Maybe we can make the joint partnership with other companies, or we can borrow money from to overcome our weaknesses because the opportunity is already there.
Right.
And sometimes it can be we are weak. We don't have a finances, we don't have a knowledge, we don't have a skill, we are new company, and outside is a threat. Many people are doing same thing and they're offering cheaper than us. Then it's a very difficult for sustain. So in that case, better to be don't enter in that business. Try to stay away from it because we are weak and outside is a threat. Many people doing. So there are the high risk. So we can compare our internal with external.
Yes.
So that will help us. So we'll keep up to here. So I copied the link for you as well if you want to watch some videos how they impact industries. Okay. So just copy this link and you can watch. is quite good too. And then I'll show you. I'm going to send you one document as well, which I'll upload on Moodle, which help you as well to further explore and look around specific hotel examples and hospitality. That will help you to be develop further understanding.
Okay, great.
That's lesson 2, hospitalities, which we are doing, and this is quite good to read. UK hospitality industry, or maybe you can look around your own country in the same ways.
Yeah.
Different customers, maybe it's a lot of activities within the document that give you a lot of figures. Yes, different case studies we can look around.
Mm-hmm.
And 1.3 link with other industries, how this can be linked and where the risk can be come from, and this external environment and how we'll make sure different people, different needs, how we'll try to explore and we'll try to be adjust. What is a service meant by, and we have a case study client, we have a different clients, accommodation facilities, sectors, and various self-catering services, clubs. Yes, how the cafe bar and things is the link with it is growing. Yes, low cost, high cost, what will be, how we can generalize it. Yes, all
Okay,
this.
yeah.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
all about external factors.
Okay, right.
So that will help you. And any question?
No, I understand everything. I'm just
Brilliant.
observing.
And so next lesson we'll go through our LO3, and I'll discuss with you how we can structure our assignment and how we can address it, and how we
Okay.
can use reference, and how we can create reference, and how in MS Word we can do the reference or use the Harvard reference style by using MS Word,
Okay, cool.
Microsoft Word. So we'll keep up to here. Anybody any question, please? No question. So is
No.
my email address here. In case if you have any question, feel free to drop me email. So today we learn about hospitality industry sector and external environment, how impact
Mm-hmm.
on the hospitality industry. So next lesson we'll go through LO3. Please guys, just carry on doing background reading. Look around, just think about the organization near to you or in your country where you're from. That will help you to be develop understanding as well how the hospitality industries work, and think
Mm-hmm.
about the forthcoming legislation of your government or political party, or if there any election happening, the political in manifesto that will help to be explore it, and we can as a hospitality industry manager we have to follow.
Mm-hmm.
So we keep up to here, and have a nice weekend. I hope so. I will speak to you next week, same time.
Okay. Thank you. You have a good weekend too. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, mate. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.